We came here in 1996 and I'd played here back in the 1970s, so I recognised the potential of this place. And Paul Carrick, successful property developer, me and him came together, we looked at this opportunity, we said, shall we ever go? All his advisors were saying, don't do it, you must be balmy. Well, I was keen to do it, and so we came together. And what we inherited here was a business that had been losing £500,000 a year, that had racked up debts of £6 million, a rugby league team that, before we rebranded them the Rhinos, that nearly got relegated and crowds had dwindled and the business had dwindled. A rugby union team was in Division 3 North. Yorkshire Cricket had already decided and voted to move out and go to a new fictitious ground at Durkee, and the facilities were crumbling and not really fit for purpose. In many ways, what we were buying was potential, because on the face of it, it didn't seem a great business deal. If we could have knocked it down and built a supermarket and some houses, that would have been a smart deal, because we'd have got us money back, paid the debts off and made a good profit. But that wasn't the objective. Our vision back in 1996, 15 years ago, there were 4 parts to it really. One, we want to create successful teams. Any sports, whatever sport, you want to be successful. 2, we want to restore the facilities. 3, we've got to get a sustainable business. No business can sustain itself if year after year after year it loses money. And the 4th strand of the vision was community. We want to engage with the community. We, the players, our coaches, are going to go out into the community, to schools, to clubs, etc. Likewise, we're going to develop facilities here. We're going to encourage everybody to come and utilise these facilities when we're not playing sport. And if we fast forward now, 15 years later, and we look back and say, well, how are we measuring up? Well, pretty well, because certainly provided teams that the city can be proud of. The Leeds Rhinos, for the last 10 years, have enjoyed its most successful period in the club's history. So yeah, we can look back with a lot of pride, and especially the fact that a lot of the players in the team are all Leeds lads. Facilities, yeah, there's a lot of money gone into these facilities, both cricket and rugby. So it is now an international venue again. In terms of the business, we did invest another £1 million into effecting change. For the last 9 years, we've been profitable every year. And every penny of any surplus gets reinvested back into the business, which is very unusual in professional sport. Very few professional sports teams are actually profitable. We created what's known as the Leeds Rugby Foundation. It's a charity that sort of rolls out all the business that we have. We put all our resource into that, all our players. So I think our players did 547 appearances between them last year. So on average, we're doing 1.5 a day out in the community. And then we've created here in the stadium an ability for people to come and utilise it, just like we are doing today. There's an education centre that's currently got a classroom, and schools visit it every day. Part of this site now is Leeds Met University campus, so any given day there could be as many as 1,000 students here. We've got a public cafe, we've got a hotel. So this place is now quite a vibrant place most days of the year. And the question that I often get asked is, what are the reasons for success? We've got a very, very diverse business. We provide and promote sport, professional sport. So we're in the entertainment business. So we've got to have a vibrant marketing department, we've got to have a commercial department, we have a lottery department, but we also have merchandise is a big part of our business now, retail. We've replaced on site, we've replaced in town, we retail through the website, through other agencies all over the world in actual fact. Conference and banqueting is a big part of our business. We have a hotel, 36-bedroom hotel, that's a part of our business. We've got nowadays have a HR department, a finance department. We have successfully transferred the key factors of success in sport to our business. And you look at how do you develop it, how do you manage it. Now we all know in sport, the value of teamwork and helping each other, and it's just the same in our business. So what goes hand in hand with that is communication as well, because a lot of the time we don't communicate well enough amongst our business colleagues. And so A simple analogy is, in rugby, the winger has got a very different job to the prop forward. So you might say, well, is there any benefit in him knowing what he's striving for? Well, yeah, there is. So we make sure through communication that everybody knows everybody else's role. So the winger absolutely understands. He understands the challenges that prop forward's got, the pressures that he comes under, the things that he's got to be good at, and the fact that if he does his job well, it's actually going to make him a bit better as well. It's going to provide him with more opportunities. And if you're like a spoke on a wheel, if everybody's actually got a much better understanding, well, then the whole thing can function that much better. Quite often I'll come in and I've seen meetings taking place. I don't need to know about those. And I think, yeah, I'm real pleased about that, because it starts to happen naturally. And everybody gets rewarded and recognised, and just this sense of developing teamwork, just like we do with the team. Another important part is recognition and reward. I don't think we as managers give anywhere near enough recognition and reward. We do in sport. In rugby league, the prop forward, it's a bloody tough job. And a lot of it is unseen. There's not much glory. He don't score many tries. He very rarely runs 50 yards. But actually, you wind the tape on a little bit longer and you find that 3 plays later we've scored a try. And everybody's congratulating the guy that scored. Actually, he wouldn't have scored if that bloke hadn't to put his ball and died on the ball. And so the coach will give real recognition to that bit. And in business, and I look at some of our staff, and I think what some of the jobs that they do. Look at our marketing. Now, we all know the value of data collection, don't we? Right, how boring is that? It's just as important to collect the data than it is for that bloke to drop on the ball. Because without that data collection, we won't start making the sales and converting, coming up with the marketing promotions that it all starts there. In sport, people's performance is analysed every week. It's analysed and scrutinised. He gets a lot of feedback after the game, and he's constantly looking at strengthening his weaknesses, improving his strengths through performance analysis. And as a result, players do get better. They get better at the basic skills, they get a much better understanding of their role. How many companies have got people who might have been there for 25 years, or might be the most friendly person in the company, who've flown under the radar for 25 years, and when you look, what are they delivering? In some cases it might even be negative. But because nobody's actually taking the trouble to analyse their performance and ultimately their output, you don't know. And so in our business, we put a lot of emphasis on analysing people's performance. And it acts as a motivator, because most people generally want to get better. Likewise in the business. If our business does what it sets out to do, everybody will benefit. If we fail, well, nobody will benefit. Customer service, absolutely critical. We're in the service industry. Absolutely crucial that we service our customers well. As I said to our staff, we've got probably 20,000 customers. Customer is a fan, or it might be a corporate customer, it might be an advertiser, it might simply be somebody who buys a lottery ticket. Nobody has to come. It's purely they come for entertainment. We've got to provide them with a good reason of coming. And part of what we're providing them with is a sense of belonging. This is their club, their team, they're a part of it, they're a major stakeholder. And we're constantly looking at reinforcing that message. And constantly asking ourselves, have we delivered as well as we could have done? Whether it's the service of a meal, a cup of tea, what's on the field, music and entertainment, all aspects of our business. Are we doing it as well as we could do? We do focus on profitability, unlike most sports. You know, there's 92 football league clubs, there's, 30 professional rugby league clubs, about 30 professional rugby union clubs, there's ice hockey, baseball, cricket. Only a handful of sports businesses make a profit. And every penny of whatever profit we generate, it gets reinvested into our staff, both in terms of training and reward, reinvested into the facilities and the whole infrastructure that we've got. But we strive to make a profit, which means, A, we've got a cost control. You can only spend what you earn. So you work really hard to earn as much as possible, and then the more you earn, the more you can spend. And that's that. So we're very focused on cost control and buying well. Are we buying as well as we can do? And generating income. And if you can develop that sort of culture within your business, cost control on the one hand, and a focus on generating new customers, new income streams, then inevitably your business will be successful, coupled with good customer service.